from the blocks where the nights were cold, where every scar tells a story. Boom, back. Raised by the shadows, molded by pain, walking through the fire just to stand again. Cold streets talking, telling me survive. Had to fight every day just to stay alive. No handouts came when the world turned gray. Had to find my strength when hope faded away. From broken dreams to a higher view, I built my path when nobody knew. I came from a place where the sirens never slept, where promises were broken and secrets were kept. Apartment walls heard the cries at night, family searching for a way to make things right. The hallway lights flickered like a warning sign, showing every struggle written in the mind. Mama worked hard with a tired soul, trying to protect us from losing control. The fridge stayed empty more than once before, but she still found a way to open the door. She taught me courage wasn't wearing a chain, it was standing tall while fighting through pain. I watched young brothers chase a dangerous dream, looking for respect in the world so mean. The streets offered money, power and fame, but every shortcut came with a price to claim. Some friends changed when the pressure arrived, some disappeared trying to survive. I learned real quick who would stay by my side, who would disappear when the storm got wild. The neighborhood was a teacher with a ruthless hand, teaching lessons nobody could understand. Every corner had a story to tell about people who escaped and people who fell. I carried anger deep inside my chest, searching for a way to release the stress. Then I found rhythm, then I found sound, a place where my voice could finally be found. Raised by the shadows, molded by pain, walking through the fire just to stand again. Cold streets talking, telling me survive. Had to fight every day just to stay alive. No handouts came when the world turned gray. Had to find my strength when hope faded away. From broken dreams to a higher view, I built my path when nobody knew. The basement became my battlefield zone, a place where I could speak in my own tone. Old records spinning beneath dim lights, creating something powerful during lonely nights. The drums hit hard like the anger inside, the bass moved deep like the pain I hide. Every lyric painted scenes from my past, every verse showed memories that last. I talked about struggle, hunger and fear, about losing people I once held near, about walking through storms with no umbrella, trying to turn my life into something better. The world saw criminals, saw the mistakes, but never saw the pressure that people face. Never saw the tears behind the pride, never saw the battles people fight inside. I wasn't trying to glorify the streets, I was showing the truth beneath the concrete. The choices were hard, the nights were long, but pain became the reason I stayed strong. Respect wasn't bought, it wasn't claimed, it was built through actions and earned through name. I learned survival wasn't about being feared, it was protecting the ones you held dear. Raised by the shadow, molded by pain, walking through the fire just to stand again. Cold streets talking, telling me survive. Had to fight every day just to stay alive. No handouts came when the world turned gray. Had to find my strength when hope faded away. From broken dreams to a higher view, I built my path when nobody knew. Now I look back at the roads I crossed, remember every battle, remember every loss. The nights were cold, the future unclear, but I kept moving despite the fear. The trumpet cries over the final track, like old memories calling me back. The guitar speaks with a soulful tone, reminding me how far I've grown. I came from struggle, I came from pain, I walked through storms and survived the rain. The streets gave lessons I can't forget, every scar is a story I carry yet. I don't celebrate the darkness I knew, I celebrate the strength that carried me through. A real warrior learns from every mistake, uses every failure as a chance to create. The crown I wear was built from pressure, made from struggle, made from effort. No easy road ever shaped my name, every hardship became part of the flame. The beat fades out, but the message remains. Life is a journey through sunshine and rain. From the shadows where my story began, I became stronger and became my own man. raised by the shadows, but I found my light. Survived the darkness and won the fight.
Yeah. The streets don't promise anything. You either learn or you fall. Boom, 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 bap. Yeah. No mercy streets where the cold winds blow, where the young ones learn, what the old ones know. Every scar on my body got a story to tell. I walked through the fire and escaped from hell. Raised in the struggle, built from the pain. Lost some battles, but I stayed in the game. No silver spoon, no easy start. Just a strong mind and a fearless heart. I grew up where the pavement carried names, where every corner remembered the pain. The building stood tall, but the hope stood small. Still we dreamed of breaking through the wall. The street lights watched the city breathe, while families struggled with what they couldn't see. Behind every door was another fight, another person trying to survive the night. The kitchen table had empty spaces, but love remained in difficult places. Mama worked hard with tired hands, trying to build what nobody planned. I learned the value of every dollar, learned to stay strong when life got harder. The world moved fast and didn't care. You had to fight just to get somewhere. The neighborhood showed me different roads. Some carried dreams, some carried heavy loads. Young soldiers searching for respect, making choices they would later regret. The streets had a voice, and I listened close. Saw who survived and saw who lost. Some chased shadows, some chased fame. Some couldn't escape the dangerous game. I carried the memories inside my chest, trying to become better than the rest. I knew the struggle was part of my story, but I wanted more than pain and temporary glory. No mercy streets where the cold winds blow, where the young ones learn what the old ones know. Every scar on my body got a story to tell. I walked through the fire and escaped from hell. Raised in the struggle, built from the pain. Lost some battles, but I stayed in the game. No silver spoon, no easy start. Just a strong mind and a fearless heart. The basement beast became my escape from pressure, a place where I could create something better. Old vinyl spinning with a dusty sound, turning lost emotions around. The drums hit hard with a boom bap rhythm. The bass moved deep through the underground system. The guitar cried with a soulful feeling, helping my broken spirit keep healing. I wrote about nights when hope was missing, about dreams that needed permission, about people fighting against their fate, waiting for a chance before it was too late. The world saw the streets and judged the scene, never saw the struggle behind the dream. They never saw the sacrifices made, or the price that every person paid. The gangster life was more than appearance. Behind every face was a hidden experience. Some were looking for power and fame, some were simply trying to survive the game. I learned respect comes from your actions, not from threats or false reactions. A real person stands when times get rough, keeps moving forward when life gets tough. The streets gave me lessons through pain, they taught me how to walk through rain. I use my struggles to build my vision, turn my past into a new mission. No mercy streets where the cold winds blow, where the young ones learn what the old ones know. Every scar on my body got a story to tell. I walked through the fire and escaped from hell. Raised in the struggle, built from the pain. Lost some battles, but I stayed in the game. No silver spoon, no easy start. Just a strong mind and a fearless heart. Now I look back at the road I traveled, through broken dreams and streets of gravel. Heavy hardship created my foundation. Every setback built determination. The trumpet cries over the final sound, like memories from underground. The Vinyl fades with a timeless tone, reminding me how far I've grown. I remember the day when the world said no, when nobody believed I could ever grow. But I kept fighting through every storm, building my future from something torn. I don't glorify the pain I knew, I respect the strength that carried me through. The streets were hard, the lessons were real. They taught me how to survive and heal. From dark corners to brighter days, I found my path through complicated ways. The past remains, but it doesn't control, because a survivor always protects their soul. No Mercy streets created my name, but I became more than a struggle and pain. The beat fades out, the story stays. A warrior keeps walking through endless days.
Vinyl crackle, vinyl crackle, vinyl crackle. Yeah. This one's for everybody who came from nothing. Survival made us. Boom, boom, back, back. Boom, back, boom, back, boom, back. No escape from the block where the cold wind blows, where everybody fights just to find their role. Broken dreams sitting under street light glow, trying to survive in a world moving slow. Raised in the struggle, built from the pain. Lost some friends, but I carried their names. Through every storm and every attack, I kept my heart while the world pushed back. Yeah, I remember nights when the city went quiet, but my neighborhood never stopped the riot. Sirens in the distance became a normal sound. Another young soul lost somewhere around. Concrete buildings with stories inside. Families fighting just to survive. The elevator broken, the hallway dark. Still we search for a way to protect our spark. Mama counted dollars at the kitchen table, trying to hold together what she was able. She wore struggles like invisible chains, smiling outside while hiding the pain. I learned early that life wasn't fair. Nobody promised that somebody cared. The world looked different from where I stood. You learn to be strong because you had to, not because you could. The corner had legends and broken dreams. People chasing money by any means. Some wanted respect, some wanted revenge. Some never made it past the weekend. I saw the pressure turn good hearts cold. Saw young faces growing old. The streets can teach, but they don't forgive. They show you the price of the way you live. I carry my anger deep in my chest, trying to survive like all the rest. Then I found music, found my voice, found a different path, found another choice. No escape from the block where the cold wind blows, where everybody fights just to find their road. Broken dreams sitting on the street like glow, trying to survive in a world moving slow. Raised in the struggle, built from the pain. Lost some friends, but I carried their names. Through every storm and every attack, I kept my heart while the world pushed back. The basement door opened after midnight hours. Inside those walls we discover power. A microphone waiting beside those speakers. A place where the forgotten became the speakers. The drums hit hard with a boom bap sound, shaking the walls all around the ground. The bass moved deep like a heartbeat inside, carrying every emotion we tried to hide. I wrote about hunger, wrote about fear, wrote about losing people I held dear. I wrote about walking through dangerous streets, about empty stomachs and tired feet. The world saw the outside, never the reason. Never saw the struggle behind the decisions. They judged the neighborhood by the mistakes, never saw the sacrifices people make. I wasn't chasing a gangster image, I was painting a picture from where I live. Every scar became part of the story, every struggle became part of the glory. Real respect wasn't bought with cash, it came from surviving when everything crashed. It came from loyalty, courage, and heart, from knowing when to finish and when to start. From the block where the cold wind blows, where everybody fights just to find their road. Broken dreams sitting on the street like glow, trying to survive in a world moving slow. slow. Raised in the struggle, built from the pain. Lost some friends, but I carried their names. Through every storm and every attack, I kept my heart while the world pushed back. Years passed by, but the memories stayed. I still remember every choice I made. The faces, the voices, the nights outside, the moments when we had nowhere to hide. The trumpet cried through the final song, reminding me that I survived this long. The guitar whispered from the dusty track, bringing every old emotion back. I learned that strength isn't about fear. It's about standing when nobody's near. It's about rising after every fall, finding your courage against the wall. The streets created a fighter inside, but wisdom became my greatest guide. I walked through darkness searching for peace, trying to make all the struggles release. From broken homes to brighter days, I found my path through complicated ways. The Glock was my beginning, not my end. The pain was a teacher, not my friend. The record stops, but the story remains. Written in blood, written in rain. No escape from the past I knew, but I built a future from everything I went through. The city remembers, the streets still speak about those who survived when the world seemed bleak. From nothing to something, from lost to found, a warrior rose from the underground. The warrior goes. Yeah.
Straight from the avenue. Boom back, boom back, boom back.
Vinyl keeps spinning, never lose the flame. Every rhyme written trying to honor the game. City lights shimmer while the bass line rolls. Boom back, forever feeding hungry souls. Raise every hand when the trumpet cries. Truth cuts deeper than 1,000 lies. Built from the pavement, carved from the grind. Real stays alive in the heart and mind.
Another cold morning greeted the avenue block. Pigeons fill the skyline, circling every dock. The corner cafe opened just before dawn, while old jazz melodies quietly carried on. Taxi wheels splashed through yesterday's rain. People chase tomorrow on the downtown train. A newspaper flipped with the morning breeze, mixing city whispers beneath the autumn trees. I carry worn notebooks inside my backpack sleeve, holding every promise I refuse to leave. No shortcuts drawn across my page, only patient footsteps growing with age. A dusty guitar sample floated through the room, turning ordinary afternoons into bloom. Trumpet notes painted colors through the haze, giving quiet memories a brighter gaze. The old mechanic smiled beneath greasy hands, talking about life instead of making plans. The barber laughed while the clipper sang, rhythms bouncing every time the bell rang. Basketball echoed from the nearby park. Children raced the daylight until after dark. Every cracked sidewalk carried silent pride, teaching every traveler where hope could hide. Dreams weren't measured by expensive clothes, they grew from every challenge that arose. Confidence rested inside every stride, never needing glitter to survive. Keep spinning, never lose the flame. Every rhyme written trying to honor the game. City lights shimmer while the bass line rolls. Boom back, forever feeding hungry souls. Raise every hand when the trumpet cries. Truth cuts deeper than 1,000 lies. Built from the pavement, carved from the grind. Real stays alive in the heart and mind. Night arrives softly inside the basement lab. Dust settled gently on the old drum pad. The sample of carved forgotten records apart, breathing fresh emotion in the timeless art. Kick drums landed with undeniable weight. Snare cracks reminded everyone to create. Bass rolled smoothly underneath the chord, speaking louder than imaginary awards. Friends gathered close around a single mic, trading stories every listener could like. Nobody cared about expensive trends, only making records that history defends.
The analog warmth wrapped every phrase, giving humble moments a golden haze. Trumpet melodies floated over soulful strings, making every chorus feel like it had wings. Late night laughter filled the narrow room, replacing every doubt with endless bloom. Mistakes became the lessons we embraced, every obstacle carefully faced. The beat kept knocking through the concrete floor, inviting every dreamer to ask for more. One more verse, one more chance to shine, one more memory frozen inside rhyme. Vinyl keeps spinning, never lose the flame. Every rhyme written trying to honor the game. City lights shimmer while the bass line rolls. Boom bap forever feeding hungry souls. Raise every hand when the trumpet cries. Truth cuts deeper than 1,000 lies. Built from the pavement, carved from the grind. Real stays alive in the heart and mind. Midnight wrapped the skyline in electric blue. Every window held a different point of view. The final record turned beneath the needle's grace, leaving timeless echoes in every place. The guitar whispered through the analog air, giving tired hearts another reason to care. Trumpet accents climbed into the night, guiding every listener toward the light. No borrowed image could replace true skill, only dedication climbing every hill. Every rhyme became another stepping stone, building a legacy completely our own. The culture never faded with the passing years, it survived through courage stronger than fear. From brownstone blocks to worldwide stages, boom bap kept speaking across generations. The record slowly reached its final groove, still the soul refused to ever move. When tomorrow wakes beneath the rising sun, another chapter has already begun. The drums may stop, the lights may dim, yet the heartbeat never grows thin. As long as dreamers lift the microphone, golden era spirit will always find a home. The city breathes, the stories remain. Boom bap forever running through our veins. Boom bap, 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 boom bap.
Vinyl crackle, vinyl crackle, vinyl crackle. Back to the essence. Boom bap, boom bap. Midnight blueprint written in the dust, built from the struggle, powered by trust. Every drum hit carries a piece of my name. Every rhyme sparks another flame. Turn up the record, let the speakers breathe. Classic vibrations moving through the streets, from broken sidewalks to dreams that shine. The golden era lives through every line. Yeah, the city slept beneath the blanket of gray, while restless minds were planning another day. Street lamps flicker beside empty roads, watching every person carry their loads. The corner shop owner raised the metal gate, starting another morning before it got late. The train tracks echoed across the town, a familiar rhythm that never slowed down. I walk through blocks where the stories remain, where every brick remembers sunshine and rain. A notebook filled with thoughts and ideas, collected through years and countless fears. I wrote about moments nobody could see, the hidden battles happening silently. No diamond chains can measure my worth. My value came from the lessons of earth. A soulful guitar sample played in my mind, bringing back memories I left behind. Trumpet notes floated over the street, giving the city a smoother heartbeat. The elders talked about patience and respect, about every choice and every effect. They said a strong foundation takes time, just like a classic record and a perfect rhyme. The basketball court became a gathering place, where young dreamers search for their space. Every victory and every defeat created stories beneath the concrete. The neighborhood wasn't perfect or bright, but it taught us how to stand through the night. Midnight blueprint written in the dust, built from the struggle, powered by trust. Every drum hit carries a piece of my name. Every rhyme sparks another flame. Turn up the record, let the speakers breathe. Classic vibrations moving through the streets, from From broken sidewalks to dreams that shine, the golden ever lives through every line. Yeah, deep underground where the speakers stay. Another time as creation was being made. The studio walls held countless dreams, captured through microphones and no machines. The drum pattern struck with a heavy swing, making every forgotten voice sing. The bass moved low beneath the sound, shaking every corner around. Friends gathered close with a common vision, creating music without division. No fake image hiding behind the art. Everything came directly from the heart. The vinyl crackled with a vintage tone, making the recording feel fully grown. Every scratch became a part of the story. Every moment added another layer of glory. The guitar and trumpet blended together, creating a feeling that could last forever. Every verse reflected real experience. Every hook delivered pure persistence. We didn't chase a temporary reaction. We focused on building lasting satisfaction. Late nights became another investment, turning hard times into an achievement. The microphone captured every emotion, every struggle, every dream, every devotion. The music became a bridge between souls, helping broken pieces become whole. Midnight blueprint written in the dust, built from the struggle, powered by trust. Every drum hit carries a piece of my name. Every rhyme sparks another flame. Turn up the record, let the speakers breathe. Classic vibrations moving through the streets. From broken sidewalks to dreams that shine, the golden ever lives through every line. The sunrise appeared beyond the skyline view, painting the world with a different hue. The final note slowly faded away, but the message remained another day. The record stopped, but the spirit stayed. A permanent mark that can never fade. Boom bap carried more than rhythm and sound. It carried the voices from forgotten ground. It carried ambition, courage, and pride. The stories people kept inside. The trumpet echoed through the morning air, reminding everyone somebody cared. No matter the changes that time will bring, authentic music will continue to sing. The needle may lift, the speakers may rest, but true creation always survives the test. From basement rooms to worldwide crowds, the culture rises above the clouds. Every dreamer searching for a way, every artist with something to say, can find inspiration inside the groove, can find the courage to make a move. Midnight blueprint remains on the page, a timeless story from another age. Golden era spirit forever stays, living through rhythm for endless days.
Living endless days.
Yeah. Raised where the choices weren't easy. Where every day was a battle. Boom bap.
Life in the crossfire, walking through the flame, trying to survive while protecting my name. Cold streets talking, telling stories of pain. Every loss left a mark, every struggle remains. No mansion dream, just a place to breathe. Trying to find a way for my family to eat. From the bottom steps where the hard times start,
I built my future with a wounded heart.
I came from the side where the nights felt endless, where every young soul had to become relentless. The city lights shine, but the hope stay low. People searching for a place they could grow. The apartment walls held secrets and tears, stories of struggle from forgotten years. The kitchen table showed the reality, bills and pressure becoming a daily tragedy. Mama woke early before the sunrise, carrying pain behind tired eyes. She worked through storms without complaining, while the whole world kept on changing. I learned about survival before success, about staying strong under heavy stress. The streets were a teacher with no classroom, showing both flowers and flowers that never bloom. I watched young brothers chasing fast money, thinking the road ahead would always be sunny. They wanted respect, they wanted control, but lost pieces of their heart and soul. Some ended up behind prison doors, Some never return to the same flaws. Some disappear like a forgotten song, leaving families trying to stay strong. I carry memories from the neighborhood blocks, hearing the voices around the clock. The pain was real, the struggle was true, but I knew there was more I could do. Life in the crossfire, walking through the flame, trying to survive while protecting my name. Cold streets talking, telling stories of pain. Every loss left a mark, every struggle remained. No mansion dreams, just a place to breathe. Trying to find a way for my family to eat. From the bottom steps where the hard times start, I built my future with a wounded heart. The basement became my escape from the chaos, a place where I could forget the daily madness. Old records spinning beneath dim lights, creating something during difficult nights. The drums hit hard like a heartbeat racing. The bass moved deep while the room was shaking. A guitar sample cried with emotion and pain, like memories falling down like rain. I grabbed the microphone and opened my chest, releasing the pressure, I carried the best. I spoke for the people nobody heard, turning silent struggles into powerful words. The world saw the streets but missed the story. They saw the darkness but ignored the glory. They never saw the sacrifices made, or the price that every person paid. The gangster life wasn't only about power. Sometimes it was surviving another hour. Sometimes it was making it home at night. Sometimes it was choosing between wrong and right. I learned that strength wasn't causing fear. It was standing when nobody appeared. It was keeping your heart when life got cold. It was protecting the values you hold. The streets gave lessons that I won't forget. Every victory came with a little regret, but I use my struggles as motivation, building my future through dedication. Life in the crossfire, walking through the flame, trying to survive while protecting my name. Cold streets talking, telling stories of pain. Every loss left a mark, every struggle remained. No mansion dreams, a place to breathe. Trying to find a way for my family to eat. From the bottom steps where the hard times start, I built my future with a wounded heart. Years moved forward but the memories stayed. Every sacrifice and every choice I made. The city changed but the lessons remained. The scars disappeared but the wisdom stayed. The trumpet cried over the final sound, like old voices from underground. The vinyl spun with a soulful tone, reminding me how far I had grown. I remember the days when nothing was certain, when every tomorrow felt like a closed curtain. But I kept pushing through every storm, finding my strength when everything was warm. The struggle didn't break me, it created my vision. It gave me power in a different mission. I became more than the streets expected, more than the labels people projected. The past is a chapter, not my whole story. The pain became the road toward glory. From broken places where dreams were small, I learned how to rise after every fall. Life in the crossfire made me who I am, a survivor who learned how to stand. The beat fades out but the message stays, living through nights and brighter days. I came from struggle, I came from pain, but I found my strength inside the rain.